Welcome to snowy Michigan, although it is cozy in the teepee around the fire. 40 years ago, I was 19. I was the hermit of Estes Park, living in Roosevelt National Forest and Rocky Mountain National Park, where they butt up against each other, roaming around, minimalist. I had usually just a pair of shorts, tennis shoes, leather hat with a brim, which I wound up giving to Ofer Halisfay. I still remember his name. Ofer was discharged from the Israeli military and was walking around the world, literally. He'd work a little bit and then he's walking around the world. He had already crossed Europe, made it across the Atlantic somehow, and then was walking cross country. I was just kind of a hermit. I didn't have any particular place to be, and so I walked with Ofer quite a long distance and wound up giving him my hat. And so I didn't always have that leather hat. But I digress. There I was, pair of shorts, tennis shoes, leather hat until I gave it to Ofer. In a Philadelphia Derringer, a black powder pistol that I used to carry in a bandana, a holster of sorts, on my shorts. Oh, what times. Now, there was a lost tribe in the Rocky Mountains. And two of its members, I don't know if they knew of each other, they probably did, approached me after a period of time of being the hermit of Estes Park. Came down from wherever they lived, hung out for a few hours, and then left. I never saw each one again. They were former members of our military that served in Vietnam. Had a really hard time, and when they came back, they didn't come back. They just went into the mountains. Now, I was fortunate enough, it was a compliment, that they had watched me for a period of time and deemed me okay, and came down, talked to me for a while, hung out, and then just disappeared again like ghosts. I'm thinking about them right now. I wonder if anybody else is. Well, now you are too. I don't remember their names. This is so long ago. Just two guys that just lived life free in the mountains. If we weren't thinking about them right now, they would just be lost in time. I wonder how many others kind of went along with their scheme. Probably a lot. Low impact individuals. Well, I had one interesting dream last night, but it had two parts. The first part was my intent on swinging from the center of the Mackinac Bridge like a spider with my climbing ropes. I would do that, and it's ironic. I don't like being on a roof because I don't have my ropes and a harness. 15 feet off the ground makes me nervous, but being high in a tree or rappelling off of something, tying myself to the ball of a crane to get up into a tree, and sometimes getting up over 100 feet never really bothered me, but yet don't really care for being on a roof. People are funny animals. The second one has to do with bows. I was in the company of some people that made some sinew-backed bows, and they showed me their bows, and I was using their bows and drawing them back and admiring. I love sinew-backed bows. And then I grabbed one of mine, one of these two, with this pattern, and I held it up by the tip, one tip, in the air, kind of like this, and just it threw out this energy, this vibrations, this roar. It was like the entire universe was in tune with that bow. I could talk into that, the importance of bows, their connection of bows with us, the various personalities of bows, and not just this one is 37 pounds at 28 inches, or 55 at 27 or 13, whatever. But what they are, There's so much more than those are pretty. I'm going to hang it on the wall. It's the aggression, the peacefulness of target shooting, warfare, personal protection, gathering food. The spirit of the bow is as varied as the spirit of us. You know, the components of each individual, the various pieces and parts of what a person is. I often think about, you know, that big race. You're born, you live, and then you pass on. About the people that start off really strong and then they self-destruct when they get to be about my age. Whereas I wanted to start off kind of slow and steady and just get wiser and healthier and know more until my last day. You know, not self-destructing. And you see that with a lot of people. Doesn't always have to be actors or musicians. It can be just a person down the street that just midlife crisis, goes crazy, does stupid things, and then the last chapter of their life is not very good. Bows aren't like that. Bows are bows. They are what they are. And when I held that bow up by the tip, it was just speaking to the universe. Do I need to say more? The people that are into bows, you know what I'm talking about. The hangers-on that are just watching this for whatever reason, you might understand too. Maybe, maybe not. That's your affair. Well, I have these painted. The bottom one, Tello's bow, red tips, which from conversations with Tello is prototypical for a Maydew bow. This is a design taken from Maydew bows. People from California, Sierra Madres, hopefully I didn't mess that up, and in their native language, Maydew means man. In so many languages, probably from Arapaho to Anishinaabe, it means man, it means people, it means first people. It's descriptive. I am a man. So I'm going to name my tribe that. Now my wife is funny. She looks at things from a designer and artistic standpoint. And she was looking at these bows. They're not done yet. Because from an artistic standpoint, from her viewpoint, from her stance, who wonderful person, maybe doesn't understand the spirit of a bow like we do. Feels that I should put a color between those bands. Whereas that would look beautiful. I could dress these things up, but I'm not going to, because it's down to the basics. They say what they need to say and no more. Just like Clint Eastwood in one of his spaghetti westerns. Saying only what needs to be said. And with just the black and the red tips, Maydew, very much so. It is what it is. It says enough. Black, almost like a tattoo on skin. In the beautiful red tips. A little bit of flash, a little bit of panache. Red is very descriptive of what these things are about. Now Maydews, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, my apologies. Known for certain colors in their basketry. There's very little information I could find on the significance of colors, what colors mean to this particular tribe. I'm grabbing some firewood. Hopefully I'm not going to upset the apple cart. What these particular colors mean to these people. Very little information. And so I'm taking off why I did the tips, got rid of the blue and then replaced it with white and black banding. It has to do with their basketry. What I found was their baskets, red, black, tan, and brown. And so that's why I did the tips in that. I like that. Just 3 colors. The rawhide, the black, and the white. Now Tello is buying the red tipped one. The upper one, let's get a nice close-up of this because I'm now hawking it. Hopefully it'll find a good home. I'm sure it will. There we go. You're hearing the tip scraping against the teepee. This one's not called for yet. I still have some work to do on it. Sanding on the belly, finish tillering it, balancing it all off, making it an effective artistic weapon. So that'll be a little while, but it's not called for yet. If you're interested, let me know. Gmail me. Comment in this video's comment section, what have you. I have no doubt that it's going to go to a good home, and that I'll get an interested Gmail on it. It's going to be what it wants to be, somewhere in the range of the 50s, no doubt. I haven't scaled it yet. It's not finished tillered, so I don't know what it's going to be. Certainly wouldn't want to be, that bow does not want to be 35 pounds, just because of the rawhide on it and thickness and the width and everything. It'd probably be a dog at 35 pounds. It would be most happiest hovering around 50, low 50s, mid 50s. That's what it wants to be. But let me know if you're interested. It's not going to last long. I'm not going to make a lot of bows this winter. I have no idea how many. I've got one more paddle bow I'm working on. Then I have the three stave made bows that I'm committed to do. Then after that, who knows? I may only sell 3 paddle bows this year. Maybe, maybe not. So get them while they're hot. That's all.